So, dentist appointment over. I was in there for about an hour and a half. I had a series of moulds taken today, impressions of my upper teeth, and also an impression of my lower teeth as well, even though they're all still there. It went really well, I think. So the moulds themselves are quite strange. So it's a putty, almost rubbery material that they use within the plate, and that's kind of pushed into the roof of your mouth, and it will mould itself to all of the contours of your gums. So that was one. The second was to try and get the front arch under my lip right. And again, that was a putty type moulding. I think it went okay on the whole. And then a bottom impression was done of my bottom teeth, because next week they'll do some wax mouldings from those to look at my bite, to make sure that when the denture is fitted, it doesn't catch on my bottom teeth, because I am having a problem with that now. Now that I've had the back teeth removed, my front teeth are sloping inwards, and they're gnashing on my bottom teeth when I'm talking, which is quite frustrating. So I've had a lot of movement in my teeth over the years anyway, and I think from losing the back teeth, it's just exaggerated that movement a bit more in my remaining teeth. So I've got 3 more appointments. Next week I go back and have some more moulds done, some more impressions, and I have a wax impression done next week. And then the following week I get my test denture, and the week after that, which will be the 22nd of February, I get my final denture, and I have my 5 remaining teeth removed on that day. So today as well, he also took a wax impression of the roof of my mouth, of my palate. So he took a couple of those. One was quite a far back one. It was a little bit uncomfortable. And the other one was literally in the top front part of my palate. So yeah, all good. I've healed really well after having my extractions done. I've got a couple of annoying areas in the back of my mouth now, and it's not painful. There's no pain there anymore, but I've kind of got a raised area, an enlarged area at the back on this side, and one on this side, almost like spares. But when I spoke to the dentist about it, he said that will actually be beneficial for me, because when they make the denture, because that will fit all the contours of my gums, it will be able to hook on to the back of those enlarged areas at the back of my gum. So the mouldings today take all of the contours of your gums, and it's quite interesting when you see the finished mould. You can see the indentations where your gums are, different shapes, because although my gums have healed really well, I'd say there are still a couple of raw areas where the larger molars were taken out, and there's indents in those bits of my gum, and your tongue can't help but keep going over and pressing on them. And my tongue catches on these enlarged areas at the back of my mouth. But all in all, it's gone really well. So it took a good 3 weeks for my molar sites to heal. I actually had a week off work after having it done, because I felt really, really rough. And I had a lot of pain. I was getting a lot of pain up to my eyes. But now, no pain. And I'm talking properly now, pretty much. I've got a lisp because my tongue catches on the side of my remaining teeth, but apart from that, it's been okay. I've learned how to eat differently, so I now have to chew with my front teeth, which looks very odd. So I end up covering my mouth now when I'm chewing, because you have to chew like that. But it's not forever, so I'm quite enthusiastic now, and I am actually quite looking forward to getting my new teeth. Or another thing, I did pick the shade of my new teeth today. So they'll match my bottom teeth, because I'm not having my bottom teeth removed. My bottom teeth are staying. So they are going to clean up my bottom teeth, so I can still change my mind about the shade of my teeth if I want to next week, once they've cleaned the bottom teeth up. But he thinks he's got a pretty good match, the dentist, so that's really positive. He also explained to me today that they're going to have to sit a little bit further forward, my new teeth, because my existing teeth are sloping inwards, and so they're hitting my bottom teeth now, because there's been movement in my teeth for years, but it's got a little bit more room to move now, I think. And I've also got some loose teeth at the side. But all in all, it's going okay. I don't feel too bothered about it now. I was quite self-conscious at the beginning. You notice lots of little changes, so I've noticed the side of my face there has gone in, and that's where I haven't got that back support from my top teeth anymore. So with my new denture, it will push out my front lip ever so slightly, because it has sunk in from where my teeth have sloped. And the new teeth, the dentist also told me today, will be slightly bigger than my teeth are now. Not massively, but they will be slightly bigger. But he seems to think he'll get a really good match. So it was fascinating watching him making the wax moulds today, and also doing those rubber impressions. Can be a little bit uncomfortable with those rubber impressions, because they are pushing them up on to your gums, that although they've healed, they're still tender because they haven't firmed up properly yet, and that could take weeks or months. But I've still got another 3 weeks to allow for some more healing to happen there before I get my new denture. So now I'm quite enthusiastic now. I'm not too worried about the whole process. I actually feel quite optimistic about it. I actually just want it done now and over and done with. I'm not looking forward to having my 5 front teeth out there, but it's got to be done. So yeah, so I will give you a little update next week, after my next session, about what they do at that session with the wax moulds that they're going to take next week. They're also going to look at my bite next week. They haven't done that today, so I have got an overbite already, but they're going to make sure when they put the wax impression in, that they will judge how far forward my gum needs to, the teeth have to sit, and how well I can bite, because that's really important for chewing and everything else. So yeah, so I will give you an update again next week. Thanks for listening to me ramble on. It is a long journey, but hopefully it'll be worth it in the end. Thanks a lot. Bye.